Hi, my name is Ed Shanshala. I'm the CEO of Amanuset Community Health Services. At ACHS, we realize you do not need to be a French bistro chef to prep and serve meals that you feel good about. That's why our Food is Medicine program is designed that from 30 minutes prep to plate, you too can serve nutritious meals.
My name is Mina Flato, and I'm the Teaching Kitchen Instructor for Amanuset Community Health Services Food is Medicine program. I was a teacher for 20 years before this, and one of the biggest focuses in my classroom was that food doesn't have to have morality. Food is really not about good and bad, it's about nutrient dense and non-nutrient dense. And here at Amanuset Community Health Services, that's our focus with this program. We want to help you get your food prepped to plate in 30 minutes or less. Today we're making autumn granola bars. These are not a crispy, crunchy kind of granola bar. These are more soft and chewy, and they set up really quick. You put them in the fridge, and then you cut them up, and you can enjoy them throughout the week. So we're going to start with 1 3/4 cups of quick cooking oats. They're going to go right into our bowl. It doesn't have to be super precise for this, so I'm not going to worry about doing like a 1/2 and 1/4 cup. I'm just going to fill up this full cup about 3/4 of the way. Or a little more, apparently. So we're going to set that aside just for a second, and we are going to measure out our cinnamon and our sea salt. So for cinnamon, we're going to want to make sure we put a nice generous full teaspoon into here, because that's going to give it all of its good sweet flavor, smoky sweet flavor. Perfect. And then we're just going to crack a little bit of salt into there. It's just 1/2 teaspoon that's needed, so you can kind of just eyeball it. That should do it. Perfect. So now we are going to work on our add-ins. So you can pretty much add whatever you would like to these. We're going with a nice autumn fall kind of theme. So what we're going to include are pepitas, pumpkin seeds. These are roasted and salted. We are then going to do some dark chocolate chips, delicious, and we've got some cranberries. So we need 2 cups total of those things. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball, so I get about 1/3 of each of them. That looks pretty good, maybe a little bit more. And it wouldn't be bad to have extra chocolate, so be a little generous with the chocolate. Great. And then we've got our cranberries. And that brings us right to just about 2 cups. Perfect. Again, this is not super precise. This isn't baking or anything like that, so it's okay if it's a little more or a little less. Normally we would run our knife through and chop all of this, but these ingredients are all pretty much all about the same size. If you were working with like a pecan or something bigger, you would want to chop it up so that way everything would be uniform in size. But this is pretty darn close, so I think we're good. So we're just going to set that off to the side again. And now we are going to incorporate into it our peanut butter. So the peanut butter is going to be going directly into the oat mixture. So we are going to just pour this in. This is a cup of peanut butter. It's a little stiff. We're going to have to scoop it in. And then on top of this, we're going to add a little bit of maple syrup. You can do this with maple syrup or honey. Either one is fine. We're going to use maple syrup today. So it's 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Perfect. All right, so before we add in our add-ins, which we've measured out, we are going to mix all of this together. It takes a little bit of elbow grease to get it going. You could always microwave your peanut butter if it's very stiff. We're using a natural peanut butter here, so it's easier to mix with because I've already mixed it in the container. That's looking pretty good. We're evenly combined. We've got all the wet into the dry. So now at this point, we're just going to add our mix-ins to this mixture. And then we're going to give it another good stir. If you are going to be making these for someone else or to give away, you may want to consider adding parchment paper in the next step to your baking dish. But since we're just making these to enjoy at home, we're not going to worry about wasting the parchment paper, and we're just going to put them directly into our baking dish. So we've got our glass baking dish. Doesn't have to be glass, it could be metal, it could be whatever you've got on hand. We're gonna go with this 9 by 13 because it's gonna make it nice and thin. You could also do a 9 by 9 square and you'll get chunkier granola bars. So we're just gonna add this right in. No need to grease it or anything like that. There's a lot of oil in the peanut butter already, so it's not gonna stick. And we are going to press it down into the pan. You can use this same tool. You can also use your fingers. Nothing wrong with that. And once these are nicely, evenly put into the pan, we're going to refrigerate them. So you can leave them in for as short as an hour. They should be set up by then, so that way they hold together when you cut them. But you can also leave them in overnight. You can leave them in for up to 1 to 2 days, and they will keep. And they are okay at room temperature as well, but they may start to lose their ability to hold together. So the mixture looks like this. It's beautiful, ready to go. You would just want to cover it, put it in the fridge, and then when you're ready to serve it, using a sharp knife, we just cut it up. Our granola bars have been in the fridge now for a few hours, so we're ready to cut them up and serve them. So remember, you can keep these in the fridge if you want them to be more firm, or if you want them to be a little more crumbly and you're not so concerned about the texture, you could leave them at room temperature. It's not going to hurt them. So we're going to serve up one of them here. And here they are. They're crumbly, they're chewy, they're delicious.